Hey guys, it's Tyler here. So today we're going to take a look at Tesla's Spring 2025 update and see all the new features that are going to be coming to the cars soon. Everyone, so this is Tesla's Spring 2025 update, and first and foremost what we have is we have the adaptive headlights coming to the US and Canada. Those are for the Matrix headlights. So if you have the Matrix headlights, what'll happen now is if you're driving behind somebody, it'll dim the section of lights that would be otherwise blinding them. And same thing with for oncoming traffic, it'll dim the lights that would shine into their eyes. So currently only Europe has that feature, and I believe Asia as well, but it'll be nice to have that in the US and Canada. The next update is the blind spot camera on the driver's screen for the Model S and X. So currently it shows the blind spot camera on the big main screen in the Model S and X, just like it does on the current Y and 3 and Cybertruck. But because the S and X have the instrument cluster in front of the driver, that camera feed will now show on that instrument cluster when you put on the blinker. The next update is the Dashcam and side camera recording. So this will add 2 more cameras for your Dashcam and Sentry clips. So instead of recording from the side view with the fender cameras, it'll also include the recording from the B-pillar cameras on the center of the car, which that'll be very nice to catch more angles of either recording your driving or if someone does something to your vehicle. And they are also updating the camera layout just because of how many different cameras you have to choose from, so it'll be your camera selection will be down at the bottom as opposed to being in the 4 corners previously. So now you'll have 6 cameras that are recording all the time instead of just the previous 4. The next update that we have here is alternative trip plans. So what this will be is different options to see how you want to get to your destination. So the 3 new options that they have are fastest, which offers the quickest route, best amenities, so that will prioritize stops that have restaurants nearby and other shops and restrooms and things to do near your supercharger location. So that may be great if you are on a family road trip and want to stop and take the kids someplace to go do something, for example. And the last new feature here is for fewer stops. So this will minimize your charging stops and get you to your destination quicker. And for the new features for the Cybertruck, what we have first is the comfort drive mode and autopilot. So when the autopilot is engaged on the Cybertruck, that'll put you into the comfort drive mode. And finally, the lane departure avoidance feature is going to be coming to the Cybertruck. So what'll happen is if you're getting close to that edge line of the end of the road, that'll put a blue indicator on and just give you a warning that you're about to go off of the white line and that you are potentially going off the road. So that's a good feature to help people that are driving. And one big feature here is for the Model 3, Y, and the S and X, you can now set your trunk height based on location. This is going to be huge for people that have a shorter garage door space. For example, if I were to open up my trunk on my Model Y at full height, it would actually hit the top of the garage door and put a dent in it. Luckily that hasn't happened to me yet, but being able to save it on location would be great. Currently, you can save the trunk height, but it'll do that regardless of where you're at. So if you save your height currently at home to say like halfway, it'll open up the trunk halfway, but it'll also open up the trunk halfway at work, halfway at the grocery store. But here, it'll only do that at home, which is great for, again, if you have a short garage. But then when you go out to shop or something else, it'll open the trunk up to that full height. And for the Cybertruck, they have the save Frunk height based on location, which is awesome. Again, it works just like the trunk height in the Model 3 and X, S, and Y, except it's for the Frunk on the Cybertruck. So that'll be nice, because then again, if you have a shorter space that your Frunk would open up, it won't hit anything. And another map update is that the navigation you can now select to avoid highways. So if you want to take a more scenic route to get to your destination, you can avoid highways that way. And with the input faces with the screen, you have different keyboard languages now. So what that would do is, if you're perhaps multilingual and you want to look up something in Spanish or German, you can change the language of your keyboard based on what you're searching for. And something that Tesla is bringing back that they got rid of a few months ago is the keep accessory power on. So before Tesla took this away, it would keep the power outlets on, so your 12 volt and USB plugs would be on and charging your devices and keeping things powered. But recently, about a few months ago, they took that away to save on your battery percentage and power consumption. But now that feature is coming back. So if you have a sub-trunk fridge, for example, that's a popular item most people have, that will keep on and keep powered just like it used to, which is great. And again, that'll work as long as your battery is above 20%. If your battery does reach below 20%, it'll shut that off to save the battery. And then lastly, there's some other updates. So you can now shuffle an entire Apple Music playlist, for example, that before you couldn't do that if there were more than 100 songs on the playlist. You can also search results for media are filtered by sources, which will make it easier to find different content. If you use SiriusXM streaming, you can scroll through your favorites using the steering wheel button. And if you use Amazon Music, you can now sign in if you're just use the free version of it. But if you do have to have the premium connectivity or a active Wi-Fi connection. That's either through your hotspot on your phone or through your Wi-Fi connection at home. And if you use YouTube Music, you can now see what song is coming up in your playlists. And another big one for the people that don't have the premium connectivity and rely on a hotspot, your vehicle will automatically connect once you start driving to your phone's hotspot if you have that enabled, so you no longer have to reconnect every single time you get into your vehicle. So those are the updates that are coming in Tesla's spring update. I don't have any exact dates on when that's coming, but I did hear that it is going to Tesla employees soon, and once that's all tested and everything, it'll come to consumers. Once I get it on my Model Y, I will certainly be doing a review on it and going through all the features on my Tesla, so you guys can see everything that will be entailed, and I'll show how that new trunk height feature works, as well as the other features. If you like this video, you can go ahead and like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.